men of the moment in this game. See Jiahui, fast rising star who has got seemingly unlimited potential.
See Jiahui to break.
The referee is Bart Turnell. Two other matches this morning. Tom Ford against Rory Thor. Joe O'Connor up against Elliot Slesser. We'll keep you informed about those. But when we looked at the schedule, it was quite clear. C should be right in the middle of things. These two have a very different dynamic. Si Jiahui, world number 13, having a wonderful season. Already earned just short of £230,000. Tian Pengfei, world number 56, fighting against losing his tour card at the end of the campaign. And with all points added in, right up to date, Tian is actually 58th. Everything would point to a Si Jiahui victory this morning. The bookmakers certainly think so. He's a 2-7 favourite. Tian Pengfei 5-2 against. At any level of any sport, confidence is invaluable, and Si Jiahui has got plenty of that at the moment. C's season has been terrific. Got to the second stage of the Championship League, quarter-finals of the Shanghai Masters, last 32 of the Xi'an Grand Prix. But the two big events for him. Semi-finalist in the lucrative Saudi Arabia Snooker Masters, beating Ronnie O'Sullivan in the quarters. And much more recently, being runner-up in the Wuhan Open to a fellow countryman, Zhao Guodong. And just saying runner-up in the Wuhan, I don't think it really tells a story of just how brilliantly he played there. C made 3 centuries in 3 different matches with the pick of the bunch. His 6-2 semi-final win over Judd Trump when he made breaks of 108, 144 and 147. It was world-class stuff. No doubt, though, C will treat this man, Tian Pengfei, with every respect. Tian turned professional in 2006. when Jiahui was just 4 years of age. He's had a decent career. But that wasn't a decent outcome. He's placed Jiahui bang in. Anywhere but there. Okay, he's queuing over the reds, but it makes no difference because the positional needs to get on the black. Entirely simple.
One.
Didn't quite have the reverse side still on the cue ball when it hit the cushion that C wanted, but he still got this right to middle.
Nine.
Played for choice of brown or green there and overcooked the cue ball.
Green ball. Jiahui, 9.
And that shows increasing maturity, not taking on anything overly risky. Sometimes players find it hard to accept they've surrendered position and take on a ball they shouldn't do. He just reached on the last revolution. Watching that, you might have thought, there's no way that cue ball's going to reach the reds. Just underlines how nicely this table's playing. I thought that yesterday. Wow, this is advanced stuff. Holding the rest in the air. He wasn't exactly stable, was he? Now he needs cover. And the flick off the yellow denies him that. Not recommended. Now can Tian make an early statement?
Eight.
Not the most convincing shot, was it? And neither was that.
Pengfei, 8.
Apart from being a terrific talent, the bedrock of that talent is the cue action. Jiahui's technique makes him a real straight shooter. And with
8.
Jiahui now playing a limited schedule, he's not signed up for this tournament, not here. I think there's every chance that C could become, maybe in the not too distant future, the highest ranked Chinese player.
Nine.
No position. Just before C potted that pink, you might have seen a glimpse of Joe O'Connor sitting down. He's playing on table 3 against Elliot Slesser, and he's going to take the first frame because from his initial scoring chance, O'Connor made a break of 85.
Jiahui, 15.
No such fluency here yet. 2 chances for C, haven't amounted to a great deal.
One.
Well, good pot from Tian. But he played it as a shot to nothing, and that's what he's got positionally. Nothing.
Pengfei, 1.
Second prize, mind you. When you're coming across a ball like that, not easy to get directly behind it. Tian did a good job there to get the snooker.
Foul. The miss. Tian Pengfei 4.
Well, giving 4 points away, no great issue. But leaving a red on, most certainly is. Now, a little earlier, Tian missed a recovery red to the yellow pocket by a mile. The one he was sizing up there required awkward cueing as well. That's why he's taking on the red on the apex of the bunch. But the rest is required.
One.
Nicely done. The benefit being that he spread the pack everywhere. Reasonable angle on the yellow as well to come back down into the business end of the table.
Three. Four.
Tian has beaten Jiahui before, 4-0 in the last 16 of the English Open in 2019. Highlighted that performance with breaks of 124, 75 and 58.
11.
But of course, C is a much better player now than he was 5 years ago.
12.
If Tian is going to be competitive in this match,
19.
he has to fully exploit opportunities such as this.
Twenty. Seven. 28. 35.
A tad overscrewed. But utilising the gap between the two reds
36.
very much to his advantage. Okay, he made a slight contact with the black, but it's no problem.
$43. 44.
Checking the scoreboard, working out what is needed. 33 ahead, so it will be the black plus one more red.
$51.
1
52.
No great ambition with the cue ball, and you can't really blame him. Good start this from the outsider.
Pengfei, 52.
Break ends at 52. So C has the glimmer of hope. 41 the difference, 35 on, 2 snookers needed. Wholesale misjudgment there. He's lucky that the object ball ran safe. Oh, well done. Well done indeed. That puts the lid on the frame. Nifty double from Tian Pengfei.
Five. Seven.
The story of the opening frame of the day. Jiahui had a couple of chances. He didn't make much from them. Tian, when he got his chance, made a break of 52. And that's why the more experienced of the 2 Chinese players involved in this match has drawn first blood. Tian Pengfei 1, Jiahui 0. Promises to be a really interesting day of action. All matches today, bar 1, are in the last 64. And the winner of this match will take on the winner of our morning contest yesterday, Rob Milkins, in the last 32. Now that was Jiahui-esque. He pots such a high percentage of those balls from distance.
Jiahui 1.
But he's not fully revved up yet. And with C missing balls, Tian knows he must strike. Well, not the best split.
6.
And I don't think you can even see the red over the pocket. Funnily enough, in the second frame yesterday between Rob Milkins and Jordan Brown on this table yesterday morning, a red went over a pocket and they immediately agreed to have a re-rack. Now, if that red stays there, this could develop into something of a tactical stalemate. Of course, if Tian were to play the conventional safety into baulk, it would be a huge risk because he would need cover from either yellow or brown.
Pengfei 6.
A player is reluctant to ask for a re-rack, look over to his opponent when one of the players is well ahead. If you're 40, 50 in front, you don't want a re-rack, of course, but there's only 5 points in this. See the way he's looking. Could be trying to resolve this with all-out aggression. The green blocking the possibility of both reds being potted, I think. If it isn't, that was a very outlandish shot from Jiahui. Well, clearly he can get through. I'm sure Tian can't quite believe his luck. It was a big ask potting that red, wasn't it? That red to a distant baulk pocket, and now Tian, as he was in the first frame, bang in again.
Six.
I always thought the match on
7.
table 3 this morning would be a really tough one to call, and the way things are going, it should be. Joe O'Connor making an 85 break to win the first frame. Elliot Slesser equalising with a run of 66 included in the second.
Thirteen. Fourteen.
Tian has already won a qualifying match to be here. He beat Anthony
20.
Kowalski 4-0, breaks of 78 and a couple of 64s. One of his better performances of what's been a low-key season so far.
21.
The last time I commentated on Tian Pengfei, he was so unlucky. It was the last 64 of the British Open down in Cheltenham. He was up against Luca Brissell. He potted a fine cut on the final black in the 6th frame to force a decider, or so we thought. The white shot back up the table fully 12 feet and went in off into the yellow pocket. It was the height of cruelty. Asking Bartonell for the conventional spider.
Pengfei 27.
Well, he didn't even get close. I thought for a moment the cue ball might come to rest directly in front of the blue, leaving really awkward cueing. But it just skated past the blue. So I can see Jiahui, who was, and I use this word advisedly, simply brilliant at times during the Wuhan Open. Can he get going? Show us something approximating his best.
One.
Now that improves prospects for this scoring visit, liberating the black, while also leaving the ideal angle on this red.
Five. $13.
Now the next shot could be the key to the frame. The key has been lost.
20.
Went into them with deep screw and right-hand side, but the split was not what he desired.
Jiahui 20.
I tell you what, you cannot get closer to a ball being pocketed that doesn't fall than that. Tian must have thought that would drop in. Hit the jaw so many times at limited speed. Game of fractions. And now C is bang in.
Eight.
The three reds clustered together are quite awkward, actually. They do need development.
Nine.
C hits the front in the frame.
15.
But now this red is no bargain with the rest. And he has to drop, ideally, on a colour to open the three. If he does that, it should be 1-1. Well, that was quite jabby, wasn't it? And he missed the red by a mile. Didn't threaten the jaws. So this frame's still very much in the balance. Not the frame between Tom Ford and Rory Thor on the neighbouring table. Ford, after stealing the opener with a 56 clearance to snatch it on the black, won the second frame very convincingly. Ford leads 2-0. Well, the pink is obscuring the open red, so those awkward three, the terrible trio, will now be moved with a safety. You know, quite often when you're playing safe, you don't want to catch the bump of the middle pocket. I think there, just that graze off the far jaw of the middle greatly assisted Jiahui. Tian and indeed the referee looking to see whether his path to all reds obscured. Clearly can get through to just one of them. Or at least he thinks he can. This must be really on the borderline. Swerving around the green. He will gladly accept that, because the swerve he was putting on the cue ball meant that there was check side on the white, which killed the speed of it. Where the balls are here, the next mistake or the next good pot could well decide this frame. And that could be said mistake. He's mustered from this range, is Jiahui. Well, he's lucky there. He played the shot so poorly, he gained no position on the black. And consequently, with the cue ball being very close to the top cushion, it's no good for Tian. Given his abilities from long range, that was a surprising miss. If you thought that Jiahui, coming off that Wuhan Open run to the final, might just breeze through this, I think you better think again. Being put through his paces. And this is a shot to nothing candidate. Cleverly thought out. Yes, he's still at his best when he's scoring, potting and break building, but I think the tactical aspect of Jiahui's game is improving. Decent safety exchange, this. But now has Tian got the chance. Yeah, Tian, not as potent from distance as his opponent. Table, though, a little messier than it was a few moments ago with a couple of awkward reds. See, not able to foster any rhythm yet.
One.
Good angle on the blue to come down for the red closest to the black.
Six.
As that white was going up table, Tian was a little concerned he might have overhit it, but he's okay.
Seven.
Also okay, Joe O'Connor, who's just regained the lead against Elliot Slesser at 2-1.
Fourteen.
Tian's
15.
second double of the match. Now he looks pretty straight on the black. And trying to get as close to the red
15.
as he could to lay a snooker. He misses an elementary ball off its spot. So just 12 points in it on the last red. It's been a really scrappy, low-scoring frame, but sometimes these are the most important. Just splitting cue ball and object ball, but not getting the snooker where the brown and yellow were. That was quite a big target to hide behind. And Tian does it more successfully. C has to be delighted where the red came to rest. It travels another 6 or so inches, goes over a pocket, and it could have been 2-0.
foul on the miss. Jiahui 4, free ball.
Full house, as they say. Foul miss and a free ball. Playing the thin contact with just a touch of right-hand side. And Tian made no contact at all. So many options here. The one thing he doesn't want to do, see, is if he plays a snooker to knock a colour safe. He's thinking about taking on the brown to the distant top right pocket. That would be one big shot. Of course, not able to just roll in behind the yellow. You can't lay a snooker behind a free ball apart from when pink and black are on the table. Just pink and black. Same thing with the brown, he can't just roll up to that. Of course, he could come off the yellow and get the snooker in behind the green, but it seems as though he's intent on attack. Maybe decision vindicated. Super pot.
One.
The angle on the yellow not right, so having to come all around off multiple cushions. And not enough juice. Not quite the right line either.
4. Jiahui 4.
Now this spells trouble. Play that with the side that would keep the cue ball in the middle of the table. All the time trying to chip the red in behind the black. Succeeded on both counts. There will be no complaints from Tian Pengfei where that shot has ended up. What a result for him. And now Tian has the gap. Yeah, tactically turning the tables. Not a bad hit. But Jiahui walks away from the table crestfallen. He's left the red. He's left the chance for Tian to take a 2-0 lead. Crunch ball this. Oh, he needed a thicker kiss than that. He potted the red slightly thin. That's why the cue ball travelled more than he wanted it. So this very lengthy frame has got some more snooker left in it. Perhaps a lot more. He's got the look, hasn't he, Tian Pengfei, of a player fighting for his snooker career. Every win for him from here on in this season could be vital.
Tian Pengfei 1.
Tian leads by 5 points. That means he needs yellow to blue. And that's a real advantage because Jiahui needs from here yellow to pink, and the pink's awkward. I'll say it again. He let me down the last time, but normally, from distance, C is one of the best players on the entire tour.
Two.
Excellent pot, but he'll need another here on the green if it's worth going for. When you can pot like him, pretty much anything's worth going for. Superb. And now the pink I was telling you about, that comes into sharp focus. Outstanding.
9.
Outstanding shot. And this is why Jiahui has become so dangerous. Not his kind of frame at all.
20 in the frame.
And yet he finishes it off with a yellow to pink clearance, of which any player on the planet would have been proud. With that, Jiahui draws level. It's 1-1.
Jiahui to break.
I'll tell you about tonight's matches a little later. Now, will Jiahui capitalise on the momentum of that last frame? I thought his yellow to pink clearance, it's the kind of break that can be a catalyst for good things. And it really is truly remarkable. The amount of times someone steals a frame and then almost immediately gets a really good scoring chance in the next frame. Happens time and time again.
One. Six. Seven.
Jiahui has already made 16 century breaks this season, which is exactly the same amount he made throughout the entire last season. And when you consider we're not anywhere near the halfway mark of this campaign yet, you can appreciate how potent his scoring has been.
Fourteen.
Almost pleading with the cue ball to stop. It didn't quite reach the side cushion, but even so, hitting down on the black, this is very missable.
$22.
You see so many of these shots hit the right-hand jaw of the yellow pocket. That one did as well.
Jiahui 22.
Now, I don't blame Jiahui for being bold. That's the strength of his game. But he could pay a heavy price here. Because now Tian can go into these reds.
6.
Safe in the knowledge he's going to be on the cover. A very promising opening.
$13. $14. 21.
Tian's best ever performance in a world ranking event came in a Home Nations Series event. Semi-finals of last year's Welsh Open.
Thank you. 22.
He was a quarter-finalist in this event in 2017. Couple of wins over Ronnie O'Sullivan on his CV.
27.
One of which was beating O'Sullivan, nay, whitewashing O'Sullivan 5-0 in the quarterfinals of that Welsh Open I was telling you about.
$35. $36.
Had a couple of problems using various rests in this match. That one just about crept in. Reasonably controlled that.
43. $44.
There you can see Joe O'Connor sitting in his seat on table 3. Elliot Slesser has just drawn level with him again at 2-2. Oh, no. I was just telling you earlier about when he went in off against Luca Brissell, went on the verge of getting back to 3-3 at the British Open. Potted the final black in that 6th frame. Scooted all the way down the table and went in off. And again, the snooker gods have turned their nose up to Tian Pengfei. Not nice to see. The only consolation he's got, there is one awkward red. He must be thinking, what's going to happen next? 5 wins from 13 matches so far this season for Tian. And now, C takes the opportunity to remove the red, but he does so a little too vigorously. Yes, the red will now pot, but he'll need to get right behind it at that angle. An angle that's really acute into a totally unforgiving middle pocket. That's down the line a few shots.
$14. 15. 21. 21.
Well, maybe karma has intervened there. The red coming all the way back down the table and stopping unmissably over the yellow pocket.
1.
So what an opportunity for Tian to go in front again. Just when it looked as though by knocking that red in splitting the bunch, he might have blown the frame.
Three. 5.
Hard to imagine him missing from here. One in front, so he needs green, brown, blue and pink.
8. 12. 17.
Little close to the pink. He's using the rest. This is by no means a certainty. In fact, it's tough. But it's in. Where's the white, though? Where is the white? He's okay. So Tian Pengfei, a few concerns there on the pink, but in the end, he does get over the line. He leads by 2 frames to 1 against Jiahui.
Fatal break.
Here, Tian Pengfei, halfway to a last 32 meeting with Ron Milkins. What a pot that was, by the way. What a pot. The cue ball has travelled on a little farther than C wanted, hence the look of disgust on his face. But terrific cueing.
Jiahui 1.
He plays the kind of game, though, if everything is working, he can blow away opponents and look at $1 million. But if he's missing the odd one, then he becomes vulnerable.
One. Ramble.
Snookered on all 6 colours. That was anti-position.
Pengfei 1.
Loose from Jiahui to hit that middle pocket knuckle. Good pot from Tian, needs a good kiss. And there it is, he's got one. Can tell you Tom Ford has finally put that third frame to bed, so he leads Rory Thor 3-0.
Five.
Tian responsible for the only break of any substance in the match so far, a run of 52 in the first.
Six.
Might well improve on that here. Okay, the black is off its spot, but all of the red's pre-developed.
Twelve. Thirteen.
And now the black is very much available. Really, really good chance to go 3-1 ahead. Well, I think one of the players on the other table
19.
knocked over a glass there at precisely the wrong moment, just on his backswing. Completely unintentionally, of course. But it's worked out okay anyway. He decided not to be too intricate. Decided not to try and hold on the black.
$22.
Looking at the red just above the pink, but under pressure that kind of slowly rolled shot can easily go astray. Not a formality, this. He's done well, and now he's back in prime. A few little positional quirks to this break. But he's still going. He's still okay.
$30.
Oh, that's a terrible miss from Tian Pengfei. He is so fortunate that he's covered the pocket and left no red on for Jiahui. That could be the turning point, you know. What a golden opportunity. C's got nothing, but of course had the black gone in, Tian would have been able to pop the red that C can't. News from table 3 with a break of 68. Elliot Slesser now leads Joe O'Connor 3-2. It's been a frustrating outing so far for Jiahui. Can't quite get in. Can't quite get flowing. And of course with the black over the pocket like this, somewhere in the future you can't completely discount a re-rack here, because balls tend to congregate around colours over pockets. Not the most telling safety, was it? Now the red is on to middle. If C knocks this in, and it's not easy, but if he knocks it in, the frame could twist completely. You would heavily fancy him to make a few here.
Seven. Eight.
What a poor miss it was from Tian on the black. The whole complexion of the match could switch on that one error. Then again, C might have covered that red. He has done. Loose from him. It's been loose from both of them, actually. Well recovered.
16.
There's no doubt he's the most dangerous player of the two. There's no doubt he's the more confident of the two. By far the higher ranked.
21.
But he's not asserted his authority at all. And he's back at the table because Tian blundered.
$28. $29.
Fact remains, though, he's an excellent cueman. Stance, cue action, everything is built to be a heavy scorer.
35.
And he can play the odd shot left-handed as well.
36.
Again, though, leaving the cue ball close to the side cushion, just introducing an element of doubt about this red. There was no doubt in his mind. Played that
44.
So forcefully, but still can't get the white to obey.
Jiahui 44.
See, 14 ahead. Tian clearly in more than a spot of bother. Well, he came close to hitting the yellow twice. What he's done is the worst possible outcome. Given 7 points away and left a free ball, an easily available free ball. So the black counts for 2. That means C needs yellow and green. I'm normally critical of players who switch hands but he looks pretty good doing it.
7.
And that was frame ball dispatched with nonchalance.
Eleven. $16.
So for the second time in the match, Jiahui equalises. We thought he might kick on when he won the second frame. That wasn't the case. What about after winning this, the fourth? The frame was all about the missed black from Tian Pengfei. He was squarely in amongst the balls, and he missed quite a simple tickle of a black to the top right-hand pocket. It cost him dear, ultimately. Jiahui and Tian Pengfei are locked together at 2-2 in this race to 4. Now can Jiahui sprint for home? We can't overstate just how good Jiahui was at the Wuhan Open. He had 3 centuries against Dwayne Jones in the last 16. 3 against Judd Trump, including a maximum in the semi-finals. And also 3 centuries in losing to Zhao Guodong in the final. He was well behind and put up a really good fight, eventually losing 10-7. After that, what he did in the Saudi Arabia Snooker Masters, beating the likes of Jimmy White, Graham Dott, Tom Ford, Pang Junzhu and Ronnie O'Sullivan, before losing out to Mark Williams in the semi-finals. So it's been a great season already. But gaining 0 ranking points and losing at the first available opportunity in the Bedvictor Northern Ireland Open would leave a sour taste in the mouth of C.
One.
Who will know that Tian, if nothing else, is a battler. Good pot, but again, not quite gaining the position he wanted. Okay, he's got a choice, but he's not all that precise with his position. As you've been able to gather watching the first 4 frames, Tian is much more of a floater of the balls than C.
Seven.
Although the match isn't officially over yet, Elliot Slesser is home and dry against Joe O'Connor. He's going to win 4-2. Has an unassailable lead in frame 6. He's on the black, but with the white so close to it, this is quite a tricky shot, especially using the rest. Yeah, he's missed that shot a couple of times in this match. Once with the normal rest, once with the spider. Or a shot similar to that anyway. The applause is for Elliot Slesser, officially through. Yes, in that clinching frame, Slesser made breaks of 59 and 81. Clever cannon. Jiahui doesn't want to become the 5th member of the current top 16 not to be involved in the last 32. Gary Wilson lost last night to the veteran Mark Davis 4-1, who played very nicely actually. Mark Selby was beaten 4-3 by Louis Heathcote. Ding didn't enter. Ronnie O'Sullivan withdrew. And maybe another top 16 player is susceptible here. Jiahui apologises there because having missed the pink, I don't think he's left anything. That was a really bad miss. I've seen an awful lot of C this season, this year. And he doesn't normally play like this. But the art of climbing those rankings is being able to win matches when you've not got the ability to rely on your very best stuff. When you can win with your B and maybe even C games. Because the way snooker is, you can't play to optimum efficiency all the time. Two reds out there, available. Both are risky though. So you would have liked the cue ball to travel another couple of inches to be frozen under the ball cushion. That said, Tian spotting from distance hasn't been dynamite in this match. And if he takes on the obvious red and misses, he might well be clattering into the others. I think it's been one of those matches where the balls haven't especially conspired for either player. Quite often, the balls have run in an awkward way for both at the same time. Well, that's the way to sort out awkward. Great pot. But as soon as he made contact, he knew that there was just too much propulsion in the cue ball. I must say, at the start of this match, when we knew C was going to be involved, never expected it to be like this. Quite scrappy and disjointed. Not very often these days that C plays 4 frames and doesn't make a half century. It's definitely the kind of match, the kind of exchanges that you would think would suit Tian a little more. The more experienced player. In the background there, you can see Rory Thor from Malaysia. Was 3-0 down against Tom Ford, but pulled back a frame with a century, and he's got a healthy lead in frame 5 as well, at the table scoring. Good attempt. Jiahui has that trait. He can make the game look really easy, but sometimes, a lot of the time, it's hard, and it has been in this match for both of them. That really is a clumsy double kiss. He's not looked happy using the rest all morning. Now, these middle distance pots are normally the ones that are really in C's wheelhouse. Not today. Missed it by a mile. It's all very scrappy, all very nervy. Only one colour, the yellow, is now on its spot. Good part from Tian. What will it lead to? Correctly targeted the red just above the pink. Doesn't need to do anything fancy with the cue ball here. Just as well, because hit sharply, this kind of pot can wobble. He's found himself in a positional no man's land. Tian's not been impressive at all in this match. Made a 52 break in the first frame, but he's also committed several errors in all departments. But he just keeps plugging away, and he could still gain what would be a really surprising victory. Remember, the tournament sponsors offered odds of 2-7 for Jiahui before the start, 5-2 against for Tian. On table 2, Tom Ford's 3-0 lead has now been reduced to 3-2. Thor dominating frames 4 and 5. Well, the recovery blue was one of his best shots of the match. Now will that galvanise Tian? Not quite the contact he was looking for.
26.
And that pocket again. That's the one he missed the black into. And now that tricky red also fails to drop. Every time you think one of these two players is gaining control of their own game, and this game, they miss one. Now, are we going to see some Jiahui magic? Realising he needed the green, so chipping that into a little more open play, very much to his advantage.
14.
But where the colours are, this will be no picnic when it comes to a clearance. He arrives on the colours with a 4-point deficit. That means he needs yellow to pink. A repeat of the yellow to pink sequence he put together in the second frame to win it would be just what the doctor ordered.
22.
No good there, though. Played for the green to middle. Oh, that is a sprinkling of stardust, even though, again, the cue ball refuses to do what it's told. So 1 point the difference. It means both players need brown, blue and pink.
Week 25.
Couldn't think of anything telling to do. Might have placed himself in trouble here. Well, after that, Jiahui needed cover. Bart Turnell, the referee, looking to see whether cover has been achieved. Vital moments in this match. Very good. Once the double kiss had been avoided, you knew the cue ball was going to go in behind the pink. Jiahui, I think, asking the referee if he can leave the arena and answer the call of nature. Sometimes you just got to go, even when only 4 balls are left on the table. I'll tell you what, you know, it's 7 minutes past the hour, local time. The afternoon session, scheduled to begin at 1 o'clock. It could still be on time, of course. But I think if this goes the distance, the afternoon matches might be a little delayed. Or certainly the match that's on the main table, which is Australia's Neil Robertson against the 2006 world champion from Scotland, Graham Tott. Other matches this afternoon, Zhang Gander against Martin O'Donnell. Snooker's latest world ranking event winner, Zhao Guodong, the Wuhan Open champion, taking on Jimmy Robertson. Iran's Hossein Vafai faces Jimmy White. Now in the only second round match left to be played, Ricky Walden is up against Oliver Lyons. And then tonight, Mark Allen, very popular in these parts and rightfully so, beginning his quest for a third Northern Ireland Open title. He takes on Liu Hongyu, fine young player from China. Table 2, the match there oozes experience. It's Barry Hawkins against Matthew Stevens. Same on table 3, where Stephen Maguire and Anthony McGill go head-to-head. Those two actually practice together in the same unit alongside John Higgins, so they know each other extremely well. Friendship, though, will be parked at the door. And then the nightcap matches, both of them attractive on paper at least. Jack Lazowski against Wang Yuchen, and John Higgins up against Fan Zhengyi. By the way, the residue of the last 64 will be played tomorrow morning and afternoon. As it stands, our featured match in the morning play tomorrow will be Ali Carter against Ma Hai Long. Other matches in this round tomorrow. World champion Kyron Wilson takes on David Grace. Chris Wakelin, who's having a really good season, he's up against the Hungarian teenager Bolshu Revesh. Mark Williams faces a fellow Welshman, Jamie Clark. And it's an all Thailand battle between Nopon Sankam and Tebchai Unu. Also tomorrow morning, the winner of the Walden Lines match will take on Wu Yiza. Much like Jiahui, is a terrific talent from the People's Republic of China. So, Tian Pengfei back in the arena. We're just waiting for C now, and then we can start all over again. Needs must. Extreme side on this one. Too much side, I thought so. I thought so when he was playing that shot. Well, I think the free ball idea is moot anyway. He's going to have this cue ball put back. And I think Bart Turnell will be maybe asking the opinion of his marker here, Julian Bell, because a very precise replacement of that white is required. Not too bad, you know. Okay, the brown is in open play, but look at that cue ball. Such a crucial passage of play, this. Sometimes the most simple choice is the best choice. And that was a good touch. That wasn't a good touch. Playing it like that, you have to wonder, was that the right thing to do? To drop on the brown, he needed to be so precise. And he didn't just leave the brown, which was a good pot. Let's not beat about the bush. That was a good pot. But he also left the angle to come out for the blue. See, though, still needs blue and pink.
Jiahui 4.
How lucky is that? Looking to see whether he's left an edge of the blue, and I don't think he has. This has not been a high-quality frame, but it's dramatic and consequential.
Foul. Pengfei 5.
What an incredible game this is. Look where the blue came to rest. Had the white just stayed on the table, again, Jiahui would have been extremely fortunate. Now, though, he's got a headache. And even though C gave those 5 points away, Tian still needs blue and pink.
Pengfei 5.
Tian just a single ball away from a 3-2 lead. C needing them both. Well, he hated that from the moment he struck it. Caught it far too thick. And it's Tian's chance to move one up with 2 to play. Well done. Well done indeed. The shock is on. Tian Pengfei leading by 3 frames to 2. Jiahui unable to move in front in this match. Well, that is a shocking break.
Jiahui 4.
Caught it far too thin. Completely misjudged the break-off. That's the kind of potting we expect from Jiahui. Deliver the cue as straight as an arrow. How can he finally get going scoring-wise? Still, his highest break of the match, a very modest 44 in frame 4.
Nine.
The pots are going into the centre of the pocket.
16.
The 22-year-old from Jiahui. Under pressure.
17. Twenty-two.
Using the loop bridge. And not to very good effect.
Jiahui 22.
After what he's done so far this season, this has been a really disappointing display. And it's come out of the blue.
One. Eight.
All about getting a very friendly angle on the black to go into the bunch here.
Nine.
The application of power isn't one of Tian's great strengths. And I think he's slightly overrun the cue ball there. Yeah, just couldn't get into them. But a rogue red has gone close to a pocket. Queuing over the bunch, though, it's going to be mighty difficult to clip this one in. Well. He missed the red completely, caught it off the cushion on the way back and fluked to snooker. A couple of times I've told you about the awful luck he had against Luca Brissell at the British Open. Maybe things are evening up. That's another really ineffective shot from Jiahui. He's been really fortunate, actually, where the cue ball has come to rest. Could have been so much more damage done. Yes, Tian has pots, but all of them, all of the alternatives are pressurised and by no means certainties. Yeah, that was tentative in the extreme. He just didn't fancy it, you could tell. Now, does the black pot past the red it's closest to? If it does, what a gilt-edged chance this is to force a decider. That would suggest the black is unavailable for the moment. Funny old game, isn't it? Jiahui played a very poor safety shot, but because of lady luck, he's now at the table. Bang in.
8.
Bear in mind, this is the same player who overpowered Judd Trump, no less, in the semi-finals in Wuhan.
14.
He's come nowhere close to replicating that level of superb snooker. But he could yet get out of this with a 4-3 win and then improve going forward. Once again, though,
19.
another positional shot he dislikes intensely. He was standing down for the choice of reds below the pink, but he didn't stand far enough. And that's the knock-on effect. A red is missed, and Tian is back to the table, 29 behind. Now, can Tian reserve his best for when it's needed most? Played that nicely. Now this position should be right up his street. He's not a power merchant. He can just
7.
stun, cajole, persuade the balls around this pink and get right back into the frame.
Eight.
Rob Milkins awaits in the last 32.
14.
A victory would help
15.
in the process of staving off possible relegation from the tour at the end of the season and a return to the dreaded Q school. The man from Dalian in China, world number 56 right now, 58th provisionally with all points added on.
21.
Only the top 64 retain their card. Wins like this for him, they're gold dust.
$22.
So far, so good. All simple, connecting the dots. But the juxtaposition of presumably what will be the last red and the black,
28.
that isn't simple, it's complex.
$29.
Tian back on level terms in frame 6.
$35. $36.
Now that tells us the black will pot past the red, but I think the cue ball has travelled slightly too far. Yeah, had to leave a tougher red across the top cushion than he would have liked. But it's still very much within his capabilities. Tom Ford has just potted blue and pink, hence the applause from the other table to defeat Rory Thor 4-2. How Tian would love to win this one 4-2. That's okay.
44.
But is he too straight on the black? Is he too straight or just off angle on the pink? 15 in front. So with a high value colour here, he will need yellow and green in addition. I'm not surprised. He's just not comfortable utilising power.
51.
That shot would have been a lot easier for his opponent.
Pengfei 51.
The yellow comes past the middle pocket. Tian Pengfei can breathe a sigh of relief. Top of his wish list now, well, obviously potting yellow and green, but he'd love to see one of the other colours dead safe. Oh, cometh the hour. Tian on the cusp of what would be a very satisfying victory for him. Jiahui on the brink of defeat, but we're not there yet. All very tense out there. The referees for the afternoon are already out, putting the balls on the table, making sure everything is in place. But the morning session still to be completed. The check side deadening the cue ball. The yellow, for now, out of harm's way. He's not brought his best today, Jiahui, but he's still fighting hard. That's good to see. Where's the black?
Foul.
Well, that makes
Jiahui.
Tian Pengfei's life a little more difficult. He's now 15 in front, so in addition to the yellow and the green, he will need the brown also. At least, though, the yellows run safe. Just got this overwhelming feeling somehow that Jiahui is going to win this frame and force a decider. Just got that hunch. Nicely done, though, from Tian. Nicely done. Asking for the cue ball to be cleaned. Will he go for it
2.
I think my hunch might be incorrect. What a pot! And with position attached. Oh, but he's nowhere on the brown.
5.
Not hard enough for the green pocket. Too hard to leave an easy shot to middle. It's been that kind of match. Nothing's come easy for either player. But it seems as though Tian is going to get the verdict. "24 points, the difference.
Pengfei 9.
18 on the table. Now, if C pots the blue, he would only need one snooker on the pink and black to force a respotted black. But of course, when you get down to the last two colours, snookering opportunities dry up. I tell you what, his heart would have skipped a beat there when he saw that double kiss, because so often with that kind of contact, the white can head towards the pocket. See, weighing up the percentages. Does he try for 2 snookers on blue? No, he doesn't.
5.
All in.
V5.
And Tian Pengfei will be so relieved to see that cue ball travel an extra couple of inches and leave an open shot on the pink. What a strange old game snooker is. Never predictable. In the semi-finals of the Wuhan Open, Jiahui was making the game look preposterously simple. A 1-4-4, a 1-4-7 in overcoming Judd Trump. Today, he's not managed a 50. And barring something extraordinary, he's going to lose. He has lost. Tian Pengfei has won. He was a big outsider to come through that match, but Jiahui was well below his best. High break, only 44. In fairness, Tian wasn't scoring heavily either. His best, 52 in the opening frame. But after something of a marathon contest, it is Tian Pengfei who wins 4-2 and goes into the last 32